Well, sometimes consoles or generations of consoles can just have certain updates toward their interfaces that stick with you that you never forget. To me, that was, I think, about 2008, 2009, when the Xbox 360 basically changed forever. So if I remember correctly, before that, you really couldn't go into party chats. Yeah, even if you don't have an Xbox, you know what the Xbox Party is. And it's crazy to think that there was a time when that did not exist. You could talk to people when you played games, but you had to be in the game that you were playing with them. And yeah, I remember this update. It just kind of changed everything. You could be in any game and you could talk to really anybody that you wanted to. And there were a lot of different interface changes as well. I think this was called like the new Xbox experience or something like that. And my point being, sometimes these consoles have these certain overhauls, I guess, on their interface. And according to Windows Central, that might actually be very heavily in the works right now by Xbox, and it's not necessarily just concerning the Xbox Series consoles, but rather the entire Xbox experience. Now, if you recall, over really the past few months now, Xbox has very much made it clear that you can play Xbox really on any device you are on, pretty much solidifying the notion that now whenever one of your buddies asks you if you're going to buy the next Xbox console, you can just tell them that there won't be a next Xbox console. It's pretty obvious to me that that is what's happening. So yeah, according to Windows Central, this isn't really an Xbox interface change, but rather an entire interface sort of overhaul for the entire Xbox platform, basically a cross-platform user interface. Now, this is all alleged. Of course, Windows Central is not officially affiliated with Microsoft, so take it with a grain of salt, I suppose. But I don't find anything that I'm reading in this report to be anything that I would consider far-fetched, considering this is obviously Xbox's new path that they are very much taking. So it would be very much reasonable that Xbox would want to overhaul their interface to a more cross-platform interface where it really doesn't matter what platform you are on, just kind of the same things apply. Now, it sounds like this whole interface overhaul is right now called Project Rainway, and they've taken very heavy inspiration from actually the Battle.net interface. Now, this is the platform used actually for a lot of Blizzard games. Now, Blizzard is actually owned by Microsoft, so it's pretty obvious and kind of makes sense that they would take some inspiration from a Blizzard project like this, especially if it, is well in terms of how it can perform. I really dug to find a YouTube video that just shows like the social features of the interface of the Battle.net Blizzard interface. I couldn't find anything, so I'd love to know if it is actually good to use, if anyone watching this has used it before or still uses it today. Now, Project Rainway is also said to offer a cross-platform Xbox guide menu. I assume what that means is that, kind of similar to pressing the Xbox guide button on the Xbox controller on an Xbox console, that menu pops up with pretty much all of your social options. I assume that means that basically they want to create some sort of a one button for their interface for all of their devices, no matter what device you're on, that kind of does the same thing, brings up the same menus, I would assume. And apparently this guide menu would also enable communication that is more streamlined across platforms. Again, I would say this probably has a lot to do with like cross-platform Xbox Party chat or something similar to that just makes it easier to communicate with others. I mean, I know you can get in a party chat with Xbox console players and PC players, but I don't really know how it works if you're using like the Xbox app on like a Fire Stick or something like that. And they also want to allegedly enable cloud saves across devices, again solidifying this whole cross-platform sort of idea here. So very interesting. Like I said, this is all alleged, but I very much see this as something that is very likely happening right now. I also have to wonder too if this is going to in some sort of way integrate Microsoft Edge. Yeah, if you didn't watch my video like a month ago about that, it might seem weird that I am referencing an internet browser that probably nobody uses. But yeah, long story short, about a month ago, Microsoft said that they wanted to make a more game-friendly web browser in terms of what Microsoft Edge can do. They wanted to bring a lot of updates to Edge to make it easier to use while you are playing games. I think it's more of a PC type of thing, so I don't know if that could really work on, any device that you're on, if you're playing Xbox games on whatever device. So yeah, maybe this could integrate Edge. It might not, but who knows? The details of this alleged Project Rainway are definitely scarce right now, but from what we are hearing, it's very clear clear that this is only further solidifying Xbox's goal to really become cross-platform and really make it so that pretty much whatever device you're on just feels like the same experience.